Hello and welcome to yet another Zombie Survivors. I actually played the demo of this a little bit of time ago, and it's now come out into early access on Steam. So if you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description. Otherwise, they have increased the amount of upgrades that you can unlock. As you can see, I've been playing a whole bunch and having a very enjoyable time doing so. And as you can see, we have already unlocked a whole bunch of different abilities here. Now these things obviously do things like increase your pickup range, give you more experience, make you do more damage, movement speed increases, ability cooldowns, and so on and so forth. And then obviously you're going to get a number of other more utility-based things, like for example allowing you to re-roll your upgrade options, and then eventually you're going to be able to get invincibility frames and increase your critical hit damage and so on. So what is this game all about? Well, it's a survivor game, yeah, you already kind of knew that. However, it has a very unique slant on things where you are actually in command of a squad. A squad of 3 people is your maximum, and they all have different weapons, and you can unlock more weapons as you kill more zombies. As you can see right here, for example, with the tank, he starts off with a shotgun, and then eventually you're going to be able to upgrade that shotgun into a slightly better shotgun, and then you can choose to upgrade it into a rocket launcher or into a minigun, and you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. And there's usually a number of other upgrades that you can get. There's also perks that the leader has. So for example, let's say that I were to pick the engineer, then I'm going to be able to reduce my skill cooldowns by 5%, which is pretty good. Personally, I prefer the engineer quite a bit, so we're going to be playing with him. And you can see here that we have different modes as well, so we actually have endless mode and hardcore here. But what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to survive. I've not actually completed any run just yet, which is actually quite surprising considering I actually survived for 10 minutes here. I think 10 minutes in the demo was actually the limit, but whatever the case, there are a number of different modes, endless and hardcore, and that's going to be very, very difficult. As you can see, survive 10 minutes on endless mode in the isolated city. Okay, so let's begin, and then we're going to actually get into the meat of the game. So you start off with some random character here. Is this the engineer that I'm playing as? Yes, it is. Okay, thank you. I thought for a second that it was the other guy, the assault fellow, which I wasn't really going to be too pleased about because I'm not a big fan of him, although he does have some pretty cool weapons. They've actually been updating this game significantly in the time and in the run-up to release, and I have just been thinking, whoa, this is going to be super, super cool. Because if they take the feedback from the community and everything, which they are very much doing, these developers do seem to be extremely receptive to any kind of feedback that the community provides, and that is definitely going to make a huge difference. Obviously, if they want to change things, then they want to change things. If they don't, then that's absolutely fine. It's their creation after all. But I am loving this game so far, mostly for the fact that it really gives you a sense of satisfaction when you are surviving, and it doesn't make it a huge grind when you're trying to get your initial levels. And this is funny because generally, some games in the survivor genre, they do tend to make it a little bit tedious to get your first level up. I know that seems a bit weird, but I have played some recently that have that kind of issue, and it has made me a little bit not so pleased. Anyway, they have actually added this additional thing going on here. Oh, look at that. Oh, they've actually added a new... Oh, this is cool. So this is definitely something that I have not experienced before. I actually played this game about a week ago. I got like early preview, but I wasn't allowed to play it yet because of embargoes and stuff like that. So anyway, the point is, I did play a little bit off screen, and they didn't have these perks right here. They didn't allow you to increase your maximum health or maximum HP by choosing these guys. There were no benefits to getting additional recruits beyond getting more firepower. And I actually think it's really cool that they've done that, because they've also nerfed this quite a bit. Because Liberate used to be, it gives you a level up, which it still does, but it also provided you with $2,000 instead of $800. And you need money in this game to be able to get skill points. That is basically the meta progression kind of, currency. So every single time you get 2,000 in dollars, you're then going to... actually, it's 1,750 at the moment for me. But yeah, every single time you get that, you're then going to gain a skill point. And then that skill point can be obviously translated into giving yourself a little bit more power outside of the game to take into the game and then start murdering everyone that you can. So yeah, that is generally the whole gist of things in regards to the meta progression system. So being able to earn money, and as I said before, if you liberated the survivors instead of taking an additional squad member, you would automatically gain a skill point straight away, which would be really, really powerful. But anyway, these crates have also been changed a little bit. They've made things much more useful, because beforehand they didn't seem to be too useful, but nowadays, ooh, this is what I'm really loving right here. Okay, now here's the thing. Usually I'm gonna give some kind of feedback on stuff. Maybe it's not so good. Maybe my feedback is not gonna be that useful. But I have an opinion about lifesteal in games. Okay, for me personally, I don't think there should be a lifesteal chance. I don't think it should be a chance. I think you should gain lifesteal on every single hit. But that might be too powerful. But I'm thinking that maybe if you were to make the lifesteal 1%, so like 1% of your damage, you gain some health back. And maybe there is an internal cooldown that prevents you from healing from, 10 HP all the way back up to full HP. I think that could be quite cool, because that means that, maybe a 5-second cooldown on that or whatever, but we're going to try it out and see what happens and see just how often and what we actually gain from this, because if I hit for 50 damage or something like that, and I heal for 50, 5% of the time, that's obviously going to be extremely powerful, and maybe, I don't know, is it going to be too powerful 5% of the time? Probably not. And is that going to save me? Probably not, but... it's going to be a nice little quality of life thing where maybe I can survive a little bit longer, Anyway, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to go for electrocution. Yes, electrocution is actually something really, really powerful. If you can go for some ability cooldown reduction, then you're going to be... oh yeah, you're going to have a nice time. I actually got the furthest with a build that was primarily focused on abilities and actually doing things like... building turrets and having minefields and all kinds of crazy stuff like that, instead of actually upgrading my weapons, which is quite funny, because in the demo version that I played a long time ago, the main strategy that players would use at the time was to upgrade your weapons as far as you could, and that would actually provide you with the greatest chances of success. But it seems like the developers have actually done a little bit of work on that and made it much more balanced. They made it so that it is actually possible for you to, win with a variety of different builds, which is exactly the point of these kinds of games, which I absolutely love. So, yeah, actually, I did unlock the Huntress in a previous run, so I'm very, very happy to say that I will probably be recruiting her here. She uses a bow. And the bow does have the ability to multi-shot when you upgrade it. So that means she can fire multiple arrows every single time she shoots it, which is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we'll be able to get something going on there. Homing Pigeon is probably what I might go for. Invincibility after hit is +1 second. That is always incredibly useful, so I might go for that as well. I just think the skill cooldown is calling to me, but I'm going to take the invincibility because that's the smart play here. I'd love to take the skill cooldown reduction, but not this time. Not this time, unfortunately. Now, the added difficulty that you're going to see from taking an additional squad member is that you have a much larger hitbox. That's also something that you're going to be having to deal with. And that's a really cool feature of gaining additional squad members, and the fact that they have now provided you with additional HP on top of that fact really makes a huge difference to the usability of getting additional squad members. Because the funny thing is, my furthest run that I've had in the game so far was, as you saw on the level select screen, I think it was like, what, 10 minutes 44 or something like that I was able to get to. that was with 2 people, as far as I'm aware. That was with 2 survivors. Because get this, I didn't want to increase my hitbox any further, and that is the well, okay. This is the first time I've got the laser, by the way. This is literally the first time that I've gotten the laser unlocked. This is pretty funny. All right, that's kind of insane. I think the brightness might need to be turned down a little bit, fellows, but it's pretty bright. It's pretty bright. That's all I can say. Well, at least I can see it, right? Anyway, let me see if I can make my way down to the survivors here. Got to be careful. But yeah, as I say, what was I talking about now? Yes, the hitbox, obviously, but the added benefit of gaining that HP whenever you add a squad member is making a huge difference to the overall viability of that. Because if you don't do that, you're gonna have some pretty annoying times, to be honest. Anyway, I'm gonna go for critical hit. That's the main reason why I went for the Huntress, because she's actually gonna give us a much greater critical hit chance, and that is really gonna make a huge difference. If I can get some more upgrades for the tank, then I'm going to be in a really nice position, because that means that I'm going to be able to have things like the minigun, and it's going to critically hit almost all the time, and it's going to be so effective. At least that's what I'm hoping for. We can also go for magnet range here, or we can go for a critical damage. I might just go for the critical damage here, because the faster we can kill things, the easier it's going to be. So I'm just going to take that. That's usually what you want to do in these kinds of games anyway. You do want to try to balance some stuff. It very much depends. Sometimes I've been playing other games like this kind of recently, like I said, and some of them do tend to focus on survival quite a bit as well. And so, if you do have a game like that, you're going to have to be a bit careful about things, because sometimes you are inevitably going to get hit. And in this game as well, no doubt, I'm going to get hit very, very soon. Don't worry about that. I will get hit. It is just a matter of time. Because I'm actually quite surprised I haven't gotten hit yet. Oh, there's the boss. Hello there. Yeah, so the boss is not going to be too difficult, I don't think, because we do have a pretty significant amount of damage. And we can also increase, as you can see, we can increase our weapon damage by 10%. That's going to deal even more. That's pretty crazy. We're going to go for more double-barrel shotgun here, even though I did have a laser upgrade. But I think now that I have the laser itself, it should be perfectly fine. You can see how much damage it's actually doing to the boss here. It's pretty crazy. And we can now level ourselves up once again. I want to reroll this, actually. Nice, there we go, we got a double-barrel shotgun. I do want to level up the double-barrel shotgun into the minigun, so I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to get that upgrade, because if you played this game during the demo phase beforehand, you're gonna know exactly how powerful the minigun is. But I believe that they have actually toned it back a bit. I think they've made it a little bit less powerful than it used to be, so that's nice to see, because obviously it was way too strong before. And I think they have changed it, at least. I could be wrong. Anyway, should I go for... I'm going to go for more Eagle Eye. More critical hit chance is always going to be useful. And we don't have a dodge button in this game, as far as I'm aware. I don't think there is a dodge button. I'm trying to press space right now. That doesn't seem to do anything. Trying to press shift. No, it doesn't do anything. So yes, we do not have a dodge button or anything like that. So you're going to have to rely on your own movement speed and the ability to kill enemies before they do damage to you. But as you can see, the enemy actually does pretty significant damage no matter what. They can pretty much just hit you for 200 damage, which is quite significant. Ooh, rocket launcher. Not looking forward to the rocket launcher. Can I? Yes, there's the minigun. Okay, fantastic. Got the minigun now. So we should be absolutely fine to live through the remaining portion of this level if I can prevent myself from taking damage. That is going to be the linchpin of this situation now, because if I don't, I'm just going to absolutely get murdered. As you can see, I'm getting hit randomly now as well, which is really, really bad. Hopefully the lifesteal is actually going to come in handy now. I guess we'll go for more laser. I mean, we're kind of focusing on weapon damage at the moment. So let's just heal myself for 200 there. We're going to try and pick up a couple more health pickups here if I can. I mean, it's a bit difficult to actually find them, but hopefully I will be able to. There's a nice little pickup there as well. Oh yeah, so there are pickups that you are going to get, little power-ups that you're going to get from defeating enemies. and they're just going to drop randomly from them, and then you can pick them up whenever you like. So that's actually really, really useful, I suppose. Okay, what do we have here? Lifesteal value plus 5%. That sounds like a pretty fun idea. There is a dodge... Ooh. I'm thinking dodge chance sounds pretty fun, actually. There is also a happiness stat. I don't know what the happiness stat actually does. We'll take the lifesteal value of plus 5%. That seems pretty fun. Just unlocked an achievement called Gear of War. Equip 5 items in a single run. And that's exactly what we've done. So that's nice. Oh, okay, we got this boss. Yeah, this boss is literally like a guy that throws like flies at you or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, he definitely wants to murder you in every single way he can, but thankfully we're preventing him from doing so. And it seems like now that we've got the minigun and we've got the laser, I think I should be fine. Let me just pick up some more of these things. There we go. We're back up to almost full HP. I'm actually wondering, have you seen the lifesteal pickup actually do anything? Oh, no, never mind. That was just a health. That was just a health pickup. No, it is actually doing something. Look at the lifesteal. Look at the lifesteal. It's actually healing me right now for about 5 HP every single time it activates. Varying. It varies. So that's actually very cool. I like that. I like that a great deal. So that's nice. So me saying, hey, you know what? I'm not really sure how much the lifesteal is actually going to do. Well, if you have a fast-firing weapon, there you go. You've got the answer to it. It seems to actually be doing a pretty decent job. Gonna go for weapon damage plus 10%. Obviously, why wouldn't I? You know, it makes all the sense in the world to be able to deal even more damage. Thank you very much. And we can also... Wow, I'm actually getting huge amounts of skill points here. I'm kind of surprised that we're getting so many skill points. As I say, the last time that I played, I didn't really get too many, even though I was liberating quite a few of the civilians. Gonna go for, I don't even know what I'm gonna go for, actually. I think I'll go for the electric turret, even though that's probably not gonna do much for me, because it is a very stationary piece of equipment. This guy is literally just getting wrecked. Whoa, did you see that? That was absolutely insane. Okay, was certainly not expecting a boss as big as that to just get vaporized. That was quite clearly what that was, wasn't it? But he did run straight into the electric turret. Not sure how much damage the electric turret would actually do, but he did run straight into it, so I suppose it's definitely going to make a pretty big difference there. And we have this guy who's also getting absolutely melted. Nice. I'm happy to see that, thank you. It's actually feeling a little bit more like I am the predator here, and they are the prey, which is actually fantastic. Usually I'm not going to feel like that. At this point, you know, maybe, I don't know, in my previous runs, I've kind of felt like I'm on the brink of death almost all the time, so I guess I'm just getting super lucky with the amount of weapons I'm getting here, the amount of really, whoa, okay, we're getting a lot of people coming in. I need to get this item, there we go. Okay, I'm going to need to move on here. Okay, I'm probably going to go for axe weapon damage, sounds pretty good. We got this big guy coming in. And I need to avoid getting absolutely murdered here. This fellow needs to get evaporated as well. If we can make that work, that would be fantastic. Yeah, he's gonna die. There we go. He's actually dead. Now we need to move over here, hopefully not getting killed in the process. There's another magnet power-up, which I'd like to pick up. Whoa, okay, there's another fellow here too. Okay, Eagle Eye, that's going to give me more critical hit chance. He's just going to charge over there. I'm just going to follow him a little bit to try and deal as much damage as possible to him if we can. We've got Killing Frenzy as well now, which increases our firing rate. We can actually pick up all of that too. Ooh, look at that. So much going on right now. I am a little bit worried that I'm... Ooh, wait a minute. No, don't get hit. Ooh, that was close. Alright, that was real close. Could have actually died there, potentially. I'm not sure how much damage this guy actually does. Don't think I've gotten hit by him before. But hopefully we won't find out too soon. Alright, there we go. Let's liberate someone, and now we can pick up power-ups. Basically, what happens is when you rescue civilians after you have gotten a full squad, they start to give you regular perks, which I think is a cool design decision. So we're going to go for bow here. We don't actually have the tier 2 power-up for the Huntress, because I actually just unlocked her in one of my previous runs. So of course I'm not going to have the ability to, you know, unlock that just yet, because I think you need to get around 2,000 kills or something like that, or maybe less. I'm not entirely sure how many you need to unlock the tier 2 weapon, but you're going to need quite a few. And I don't have that with her at the moment, so I won't be able to upgrade her weapon beyond the bow, which is a bit unfortunate, I gotta say. Anyway, here we go. More critical, I think more critical hit chance, please. Yes, I think that seems like a good idea. Another SOS signal, but I'm gonna go and try to pick up more items, because these things are probably going to be a bit more effective for us, as you can see. Gonna go for the dodge chance. I think that sounds like a much better idea than anything else. Dodge chance 10%. Any single time you get attacked, you have a 10% chance to completely avoid the damage. I'm going to take that over max HP any day of the week. I think that sounds like a much better idea. We're also going to be making our way over here. Now, I don't know about you, but I've always kind of found it really, really detrimental to stand at the side of the map. It's actually kind of strange how that would be the case, but it is. If you stand at the side of the map, you tend to get cornered much, much easier, even though you may not think that, because you're actually up against the barrier and not being surrounded, you know what I mean? So in other words, you have one side that is not having any enemy come from it, but it feels to me like that is actually a bit more detrimental than you might think. So I tend to stay a little bit further away from the edge. I'm not sure if that's a good strategy or not, but it seems to be working okay for me right now, doesn't it? It seems alright. Anyway, there is a boss on the map so far. Oh, I've actually survived for 12 minutes. Oh, that's interesting. Alright. That is definitely not what I anticipated, but I guess what I'm going to be able to do is indeed unlock Endless Mode. I might be able to unlock Endless Mode. I'm not entirely sure. I have 8 skill points. This is a record and a half for me. I've not been able to get here ever before. Let's hopefully not get absolutely murdered just yet. Just going to try and pick up some more of the money. I actually wonder, is it 15 minutes that I need to survive? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, we'll go over to the SOS signal as well as the item over there. Where is the item? There it is. Okay, let me see if I can get there. We just got super speed as well. Very nice indeed. There we go. Pick that up. And what are we going to get? Skill damage, health bonuses plus 25%. I'm going to go for health regeneration actually. Go for +2 health regen. That means that we're going to get 2 HP every single second that passes, which is actually a really nice combination with the lifesteal. So we shouldn't have too many problems staying alive now. However, you've got to bear in mind, every single one of my abilities to survive here, every one of my toughness abilities, that is inherently tied to not taking huge amounts of damage in one fell swoop. In other words, if I take, I don't know, 50% damage, but I get at least half a minute to recover, then I should be absolutely fine. But if I continuously take damage over and over again in that moment, then I'm dead. That's basically how that's going to work. Anyway, oh, that's really bad. Did not want any of these. I will take the sword blade drone, because that's probably going to be the thing that will do the most damage over time, but it's not one of my favorites, that's for sure. Although it is actually a favorite once you upgrade it a little bit, because it does have multiple drones flying around you at once, as far as I'm aware. I seem to recall that from a previous run, but whatever the case, there's another item here. Let's pick it up. And let's see what we get. Oh, magnet range. Or we could go for more health regen. Do we want more health regen? Probably not. I'm going to go for magnet range here, so I can continue to level up as fast as possible. Try to... Wow, okay, that was very, very fast, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to go for another sword blade drone. As you can see, yes, it does give you more sword blades that fly around you. And as I said before, sometimes abilities can actually be super, super useful for you. And, well... if you specialize in them a little bit, like I have with the engineer here, I mean, obviously I haven't really taken many perks in relating to ability damage or anything, but if you do, you're probably going to see yourself being quite effective. Okay, there we go. Let's get another perk here. What do we want? Well, we probably want to get the electric turret leveled up a little bit more. Even though my electric turret, I don't even know how effective that's been, to be honest. We're going to get a nice little rundown at the end when we die, inevitably. The Horde has evolved. Okay, so we're actually now at level 4. I'm actually very surprised I'm still alive. This is actually remarkable, because I'm as I say, I have not gotten this far ever before in the game, so this is interesting. This is actually very, very strange. I wholeheartedly expect it to just completely go flop and die almost instantly upon getting to around 10 minutes. That's usually my limit here, but apparently not now. Apparently not today for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go. Seems to be working quite nicely for me at least. And if I can just continue to avoid taking damage, which I think they might have actually made a little bit easier, because I seem to recall that it was very easy to take damage beforehand, but nowadays maybe not so much. So maybe they've refined the hitboxes of the enemy a little bit more, and that's made things a little bit simpler. But I gotta say that it was pretty hard actually to avoid taking damage. Ooh, critical chance plus 10%. Wow, that sounds absolutely fantastic. We're gonna be dealing criticals almost all the time now, because we have like, what, 35% or something like that with the Huntress's perks and everything, really making a huge difference. We can also get this now as well. Arrow rain. I was going to go for another saw blade drone. As you can see, these saw blades are actually not too bad now. There's a whole bunch of them. Not sure how much damage they actually deal. I think it would be pretty cool if we had like an upgrade that makes it so that the saw blades actually deal bleeding, or inflict like a bleeding debuff or something like that. Maybe that would be kind of fun. I don't know. I mean, I'm just you know, randomly thinking up various things that could be added to the saw blades here. Maybe there is an upgrade for them like that. I don't know. As I say, I haven't really extensively used them or anything like that, but yeah. So the conclusion on lifesteal is that it is quite strong, but it's not going to prevent you from dying if you take too much damage. So it is very much a case of, this is just going to prevent bleed out, pretty much. So that's actually its purpose, of course. That is its purpose. You want to make sure that you have an ability that is going to try to restore your HP over time if you don't have any of the regeneration perks. So I like that. I actually really like that. Anyway, let's just go over to this last little thing down here. Another little case for us to pick up. And what do we have here? Critical. Are you serious that I can get more critical damage? Okay. More critical chance for me, thank you. I have no idea how much critical chance I even have now. I think I must have at least 40%. Not sure how much more I can even get. Well, I can get another 10% actually, because there is another slingshot available if I want to, but yeah, that's going to be kind of crazy. Okay, what else do we want? More multi-shot here. More multi-shot for the Huntress. I don't know whether you've noticed, because of all the crazy flashy effects currently going on, but she is actually firing off multiple arrows with every single shot she makes, which is pretty cool in itself. I mean, you can see how fast we kill these bosses. Look at these bosses just absolutely getting obliterated. Oh yeah. Well, this is a pretty crazy build that we've actually managed to succeed with here. Pretty amazing stuff. And maybe, yeah, I could just go. Can I go over here? Can I go over here and get this? Yes, I can. There we go. Thank you. Well, very nice. Super easy level up for us as well. And I'm actually hoping that we can maybe pick up some health, or maybe I just need to stop taking damage. That might be useful, wouldn't it? Ooh, we got two big bosses on us right here. Okay, might be a little bit dicey, because they are indeed cornering us. As I've said, it's not a good idea to stay next to the wall, because you have basically nowhere to run at that point. Okay, so now we're starting to get to a point where we are getting these restore 200 health things, which is obviously pretty good, but I'm going to be taking... I'll take Arrow Rain, just purely for the fact that Arrow Rain is less of a cooldown. That's Arrow Rain right there that you saw just going off right there. I don't know. It doesn't do that much. It doesn't do that much damage, which I am not that big of a fan of, but obviously I have only gotten level 1, and it is quite limited in its area of effect. So that's obviously something that you've got to bear in mind too. Anyway, let me see if I can pick up another item here. Wow, I'm actually pretty lucky that I'm even getting this item. Okay, invincibility after getting hit plus 1 second. Technically, I have 1 second of invincibility. Well, technically 1.5 seconds. So if I get 2.5 seconds of invincibility, my critical hit chance, by the way, is 48%, which is absolutely crazy. Gonna go for more invincibility, I suppose. That's going to make things even easier for me now. So I like that. That's cool. Let me just get that little health pickup there. And yeah, these bosses, they have no idea. We are the ones hunting them, as I said. We really are. Oh, I just got absolutely murdered by this guy. Okay, yeah, we're going to have some problems now. Okay, we're going to just upgrade arrow rain, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful with this big boss. I really do not want to get hit by him again. Let me just make sure that we... Oh, dear. Okay, I think I'm going to die. I think I actually need to survive another 30 seconds, so I would love to be able to do that, but I have a bad feeling that I'm probably not going to be able to. So cross your fingers and hope that I will be able to survive. There's a nice little defensive bonus there. Not sure if that's really going to help me, though. Because if I get hit, then I get hit, you know what I mean? Okay, okay. Oh, come on, lifesteal, come on. Come on, help me out here, lifesteal. Or maybe a healing pickup? Can I get a healing pickup, please? No, it doesn't seem like it. I'm getting pretty unlucky with that, but lifesteal is coming in a little bit handy, at least. But I am wholeheartedly assuming I'm going to die relatively soon. Oh, did I survive? Yes, I have survived until the dawn, so it is 20 minutes that you need to survive. Okay, that's good to know. Wow, there we go. We were able to do it. Survive the night with the engineer as the team leader. Wonderful. There we go. So there we go. We did it. And as you can see, the tank was far and away dealing the most damage, dealing 990,000 just with the minigun. As you can see, minigun dealt 752,000 damage with 938 DPS. The laser was dealing some pretty good damage, but we gained it so much earlier than the tank, so the minigun is still the king of the upgrades here. And you also have to bear in mind that they don't take into account how much damage Eagle Eye is contributing. Because if you think about Eagle Eye, it gives me, what is it, 4%? I think, 4% critical hit chance every single time you take a rank in it. And obviously, I took all of the ranks, so I had 20% increased critical chance, and that's going to make a huge difference to how much damage the minigun is going to do as well. Sword Blades actually dealt 150,000 damage, and I only took it at the very end, so that actually has made me reevaluate how effective that is. Electrocution did basically nothing much, unfortunately, so I personally think that the Sword Blade drone is looking mighty fine, and seems like the tank in general is going to be the preferable team leader for you as well. Anyway, there we go. We were able to do all of this. We got a bunch of achievements. As you can see, these are the achievements right here. And we're going to go for the training. And we unlocked a bunch of extra stuff as well. We unlocked the endless mode and so on and so forth. So now we have 13 points to spend. What are we going to do? Well, there's a whole bunch. Your abilities deal more damage, reduces damage received from enemies if we want to do that. Not entirely sure what to take, to be honest. Weapons deal more damage, I guess. We need to get team level to 20 to be able to unlock the other things. Gain a chance to dodge incoming damage. That sounds really, really fun, actually. Gonna go for pickup range, even though that's really, really expensive. And I guess we'll go for abilities dealing more damage. Ability cooldown reduced. We'll go for a little bit more defense, and I think that's actually all I can do, unfortunately. Yeah, not going to be able to get to team level 20. As you can see, it does get very expensive for you as you go. Anyway, there we have it. That was, yeah, that was a run in yet another Zombie Survivors, and there are 2 additional classes that you can unlock. One is the Ghost, which seems to have a katana as a weapon, and you need to kill 63 more zombie bosses, or I need to kill 63 more zombie bosses. I am going to assume that you need to kill 100 or so total. And the medic has the ability to heal your squad, I assume, and you need to collect health packs to be able to unlock that. And you can see here that there is also an additional upgrade on the engineer as well as the tank and various other characters here, where you can get to tier 2, and then they have some additional ability that they can indeed use. So this game, in my opinion, is extremely satisfying, really, really fun. You can literally pick up this game and know exactly what you need to do straight away. There's no learning curve whatsoever, although, to be fair, that doesn't mean that it's easy. Even though I managed to survive. But I think that's purely for the fact that I've actually been playing a whole bunch, as you can see already. You know, I've got a bunch of upgrades. Anyway, if you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.